Okay, Vivek, good evening. How are you feeling tonight or today evening?
Good evening, sir. I'm feeling fine.
Okay, good. Now you're from Gwalior, no? You will have an association with Gwalior.
Yes, sir.
There was a incident in Gwalior Fort which is called Bandi Chhod. It is celebrated today also. What is this Bandi Chhod?
So apologies. I really don't know about that. Apologies.
Okay, okay, but you must find out about it because it is a part of our history. In a, the pride of India. Okay, so you've taken sociology as an option. What
Yes, sir.
was the reason for your choice of sociology?
Sir, in my earlier attempts, I took physics as my optional, and I was not doing quite well. So I shifted to sociology in my fourth attempt because this subject seemed quite interesting to read, and uh, after reading the subject, uh, looking at society through a different lens was quite mesmerizing.
Okay, tell me 5 learnings you've had from the study of sociology.
Sir, first of all, I learned how to uh, theoretically and academically look at the society.
Okay,
First learning was to. Second learning was uh, instead of being very empathetic or emotional about my understanding of how society works, I could delineate my uh, understanding of the society from the pros and cons of the subject I was looking into. Third was that it gave me an deep and historical context of the topics I was looking into, historical aspect. And fourth was key. I was uh, a futuristic perspective of the society as we are evolving. From an evolution perspective, I was able to look at. And lastly, sir, the biggest learning from sociology was that uh, it it helped me to know myself also from the sociological background I belong to. So this
okay,
was the
one of the learnings. Yes. Now let's move over to physics. Now, consider me a layman and explain to me the difference or similarity between quantum physics and nuclear physics.
So quantum physics is basically going to the smallest of the smallest scale where we can go at the very low temperatures. And sir, nuclear physics also deals with the same things, but in nuclear physics we are dealing with atoms and the nucleus part of it basically. But in quantum physics we are not only looking at the nucleus, we are also delving inside and looking into quarks, gluons, and finding a standard model through which we can encapsulate the entire uh, theory of everything.
Okay, is it true, Vivek, that as we are sitting wherever we are, there are huge particles which are invisible to the eye and they are over our heads, our shoulders, in our room, surrounding us? Is it true?
Yes, sir, it's true.
Why can't we see them?
So we can't see them because the there's a spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum, which which our eyes can respond to, lies in the visible spectrum. If
Okay.
our if our eyes had the much better spectrum, we would have been able to look through them also.
Okay, 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 good. One last question. Do you know something about this Bharatiya Antariksh mission and the 5 modules of this mission?
Sir, I'm not exactly aware of the Bharatiya Antariksh mission, but I think it has to do with setting up a space station of Indian space station in the low Earth
Okay.
orbit.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Vivek. Over
Thank
to
you,
you,
sir.
Chairman, sir.
Chairman, sir.
Chairman, sir.
So please go ahead, Mr. Puri. Please go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Shukla, you belong to Morar.
Right, sir.
What's the meaning of Morar?
I'm really sorry, sir. I haven't delved into it.
Military officers residential reserved area.
Right, sir. Murar can't.
So, and it has a linkage with 1857. What was that? Or linkage with the Tantia Tope?
Right, sir. Actually, when sir, I'm not aware of the exact happening, what happened with Tatia Tope, but I think so. It has to do
Okay,
with
forget it.
Rani Lakshmibai.
Forget. You have been permanent representative of IISER Mohali. What is it?
Sir, it is Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, Mohali. It was established in 2006 from the NITSER Act to promote research and development in the basic sciences in the country.
What you studied over there?
Sir, I studied physics as my majors. I took physics as my majors.
Okay, sir. Dilip, sir.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, can you tell me what is the difference between football and volleyball?
So one major difference is that football, there are 11 players. In volleyball, we only play with 6 players. There are differences in field sizes. There are differences with how we play the game. We play with football is mainly played by foot, and the volleyball volleyball is mainly played by the hands and the body. So these are the major differences.
What is this DST Inspire 3 fellowship?
So this is the Department of Science and Technologies Inspire Fellowship to promote the basic sciences and scholarship for higher education for the students who are meritorious and pursuing basic sciences in these institutions, higher institutions.
Okay. Well, one, sir.
Yeah, Kulwanji.
Good evening, Vivek.
Good evening, sir.
So this is sociology is your optional subject, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the caste as a sociological concept. What are your views about it?
So caste in sociology has been can be defined in simple terms as a system of social stratification, and the relevance of caste in sociology has been dealt by scholars in multiple ways, like looking at how they are doing economically, how they are doing socially, and how their societies are evolving from a socio-economic lens.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my understanding of caste in sociology. For example, G.S. Ghore gave his 6 segmental model. He divided into 6 categories, and there was this Homo hierarchicus by Louis Dumont, Homo hierarchicus model of purity and pollution.
Dr. Ambedkar, I think more than any sociologist, he wrote more about caste, right? So can you fit his views in this sociological concept of caste?
So pardon, whose views I couldn't hear from?
Ambedkar. Dr. Ambedkar.
Dr. Ambedkar.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, Dr. Ambedkar wrote in his primary thesis, Caste in India, Genesis and Mechanization of Caste. So in this, he dwelt this from the Jati perspective, how our caste is primarily being divided from one stage to another in this numerous subjatis. And he gave his two pinpointed solutions he gave to if we want to eradicate caste. The first is interdining and inter-caste marriages. So this was interdining, and second was intercaste marriages. If you want to tackle caste as an issue, from the paper I read of him.
Okay, how the views of Mahatma Gandhi ji and Dr. Ambedkar were different as far as caste is concerned, or they were similar?
No, sir, they were radically different in their views. Mahatma Gandhi took a very practical view, I would say, in his understanding, that he considered Varna system as sacrosanct. He wanted this to stay, and he wanted this to stay for good on occupational basis. His theory was clear that if this has to stay, this should not detriment our system into classes. This should stay only on occupational basis. While Dr. Ambedkar was very much against the caste system at all. He was not at all tolerable of the system, as he thought the system to be very regressive and took us backwards.
Okay, my last question to you is, if Dr. Ambedkar was so against caste, he wanted to annihilate caste also, right? He wrote an annihilation of caste, his thesis also. But then why did he advocated that there should be reservation based on caste, and he included these provisions in the Indian Constitution also? Don't you think there is some sort of contradiction then?
Sir, I totally understand the issue here, but Dr. Ambedkar's affirmative action, first of all, was to address the historical injustices, to bring the marginalized people at par with the entire society on the basis of historical wrongs that were done to them for the past 2000 years. And this reservation was not here to stay. It was only for a limited period of time until these marginalized classes could become at par with everyone else. So this is what I want to say. His vision was clear, that he gave a 10-year plan initially, and this was politically manipulated to extend further and further.
Please update your knowledge about this issue, because 10 years limitation was only for reservation in the Parliament Legislative Assembly.
Right, sir. I'm sorry.
Please go and update yourself. So thank you so much, Vivek. Nice talking to you. All the best for your interview, right?
Thank you, sir.
Varun ji.
Vivek, you're an air traffic controller, right? You're
right, sir.
Right now, you're in Aswan, you're in Mizoram, right?
AFM, sir.
Okay. So 2 accidents have happened in the last week of December, right? And on 1st January as well, there was an accident, right? Which one is this? Which one am I talking about?
Sir, on 1st January,
Mm-hmm.
sir, the 3 accidents that I am aware of, one was in Korea, one was in Norway, and other one was in Canada.
Okay.
I think on 1st January, these 3, I'm not aware of the 1st January ones, sir.
Okay. So the Jeju Airlines one, right? The South Korean Airlines?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yes, sir. Jeju Airlines.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
Jeju Airlines one happened in South Korea.
Were you able to read about it and figure out what was the reason this happened?
Yes, sir. The Jeju Airlines one happened because the aircraft was because there was a hydraulic failure. The aircraft attempted a belly landing, and while it landed, it overshot the runway and hit skid, and after skidding it hit a wall, and due to that crash happened, which took 179 lives.
Okay. So, as an air traffic controller, what could you have done to avoid such a accident?
Sir, I would have immediately asked for a go around, since I could have seen the aircraft overshooting the runway. So a probable action would be to ask the aircraft to go around. But it's invariably the pilot's decision whether he wants to land or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, and apart from that, I would have ensured that proper foams are being thrown on the runway, so that the belly landing can be done in a proper, adequate manner. I think the foaming was not done in this Korean case.
Okay. There was another one in, Azerbaijan Airlines had one in Kazakhstan. Did you go through that one? What happened?
Yes, so that was initially what the aircraft reported. The aircraft reported bird strike, but apparently after the crash happened and during investigations, Russia accepted that there were bullets inside, bullet holes found inside the aircraft's body. So it was because of Russia's intervention as well.
Okay. Right. As an air traffic controller, it is said to be the most stressful job in the world, right?
Right, sir. In busier stations, it is.
It is, right. So how how are you trained to handle this stress? And do you think such a training would help you in civil services?
Right, sir. Because we are trained to make very quick decisions. We are asked to handle our stress by properly meditating and taking care of our health, for which our authorities compensate also, so that we are given stress allowance, we are given rating allowance, so that we can adequately take care of our health. And further, we are given duty time limitations. There are duty time limitations that we are not allowed to do duty more than 2 hours without taking half an hour of rest.
Okay. Right. I think that's it for me. Dalip sir, anything to add?
Okay, Mr. Vivek, we'll change the topic now and ask you something different. Okay? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
How do you define GDP?
So GDP is defined as the total goods and services produced in a year in the domestic territory of the country.
Okay. What does it show? Is GDP
Sir,
high or
it
GDP
shows-
low? What does it show?
Sir, it shows how our economy is doing, how much we are producing from the production lens of sites, and from the expenditure lens, we can also see how much expenditures we are making.
Okay. What is the role of RBI in controlling inflation?
Sir, I'm really sorry, this internet connection, I couldn't hear you properly.
Anyway, can I repeat it again? Can I repeat?
Please, sir, please.
Okay, no. Okay, what is SEBI? SEBI. SEBI.
Sir, SEBI is the Securities Exchange Board of India, which is the market regulator of stock market regulator and it looks after the Companies Act 2013 and other acts.
Okay, so what is an IPO?
So it is an initial public offering, which if a company wants to be listed in the stock market, it it rolls down its IPO so that it can be listed in the stock market.
Very good. Can you differentiate between NRI and PIO?
Sir, NRIs are basically Indian nationals who own an Indian passport,
Mm-hmm.
and they are residing outside the country for the time being. While PIOs are persons of Indian origin who are not Indian nationals, who don't have an Indian citizenship. Basically, they are living in a different country, but they are of Indian origin.
Very good, very good. So, Vivek, now your formal interview is over. Okay? And so relax. Okay? And now we will go for the feedback session. Good? Now, please let me know your own assessment about your performance.
Sir, I think I have, first of all, knowledge gap in certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And in a limited time frame, I couldn't address some of the questions that were specifically asked. For example, one question sir asked, how stress will help in civil services, and apparently I couldn't address that part of the question when I was answering. So I need to be very specific in listening. Sometimes that part I missed. So I need to work on knowledge and my listening part.
If you are given the liberty to give you marks, how many marks will you give out of 275? Say anything? 160, 170?
Sir, I couldn't hear.
How many marks do you think you will get based on this performance?
Sir, I think 150 or something.
No. But you need around 190, 200. So there is
Right,
a gap of 40, 50 marks. So this mock interview and our feedback will help you to reach to the level of 200 or 200 plus. Okay? So listen
Yes,
carefully. Now, first of all, you are doing very well. Are you listening to me? You are doing very well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You are a good candidate. You are already in service, right? So we have better expectations from you, right? So I will suggest that you have to improve upon your personality traits, right? Your communication style. Be an open person, okay?
Yes, sir.
Your communication style should be open. You should pause, collect thoughts, and then respond. Okay? Secondly, your cheerfulness, you have to enhance it.
Yes, sir.
Enhance it to the extent of 20%. Okay?
Sir.
So somehow you are giving an impression of a very serious person, and although little bit of anxiety is always there in the interview, little bit of anxiety is there, but at the same time you have to look bright, look happy, look cheerful. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And last is optimism. Okay? You must feel that future is good. You must feel, yes, I'm going to make it. You must be hopeful that, yes, I am going to make it with good marks. So that's all I'll tell, and maybe my colleagues would also further enlighten you. Please go ahead, sir.
Vivek.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Now you will watch the video recording of this interview when you get it. And then analyze yourself what could be better. You are a good candidate. See, a very big thing has happened in your life, that you've reached the stage of interview. How many lakhs of people appear and they don't reach it? So you must turn it over with a happy energy. You tell the board that I'm happy to be here, I'm happy to be interviewed. Give them the best of your energy with the total positivity in your outlook. Okay? Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Vivek, be very cheerful first.
Okay, sir.
Second is, as Dr. Dilip Singh and Sandeep sir have told you, listen very carefully, pause for a minute, then reply after collecting your thoughts. Thirdly, your present day occupation should be on your tips. Let it start from here, and you can make a aura that no other question is asked to you. Thirdly, जो आपने लिखा है, बहुत कुछ लिखा है अपने बारे में, उसके बारे में करिए. जैसे इन्होंने ग्वालियर का क्वेश्चन पूछा था, ग्वालियर क्वेश्चन, तो बंदी छोड़ दिवाली के बराबर का सिखों के लिए महत्व का है. 40 राजे छुड़वाए थे गुरु साहब ने. ऐतिहासिक है वो, और उस पर थोड़ा सा करिए, अपनी रूट्स पे जाइए. जैसे मुरार है, तामपिया टोपे है, तो वो आपको, क्योंकि आपने जो ऑप्शनल लिया है उसके साथ आपका ना सिंक्रोनाइज नहीं हुआ.
Yes, sir.
मन तन से तो हुआ है, आपने धन से किया है, मन से नहीं किया. उसमें कोई दो देख लीजिए अच्छी तरह.
16 अप्रैल, ठीक है.
अदरवाइज यू आर ए वंडरफुल गाय, यू आर ए वंडरफुल गाय. और आप तो एयर से, आप एयर माइल्स में जाते हो ना, आपका थोड़ा सा मेहनत और एक दो मॉक इंटरव्यूज विल मेक यू कि आप 200 से ऊपर चले जाएं. ठीक है. स्माइल तो आप करते ही नहीं, आप तो अस्पताल में पेशेंट लगते हो. डोंट डू इट. यू आर ऑल हैप्पी. हम भी 8 घंटे से बैठे हैं. ठीक है, पर वो कुछ दिखे तो सही ना. यू हैव टू इम्प्रूव ऑन योर पर्सनैलिटी. शीशे के सामने बैठो, देखो, ड्रेस जो पहन के जानी है उसको भी देख लो. उसके बाद इंटरव्यू देखो, इंटरव्यू करके अपनी भी देखो, फिर 2-3 मॉक ट्रायल भी कर लो. Then you will, I think you will go ahead. Okay, sir. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you
Yes,
so much,
Vivek.
sir.
विवेक,
Yes, sir.
आप कल भी हमारे सामने अपीयर हुए थे, राइट?
Yes, sir.
और आपने कल के जो हमने आपको फीडबैक दिया था, संदीप जी ने भी फीडबैक दिया था, हमने भी दिया था, चेयरपर्सन जो थे उन्होंने भी दिया था. मोर और लेस पर्सनैलिटी के बारे में यही बातें की गई थी, राइट?
Yes,
इसमें
sir.
कोई फर्क नज़र नहीं आया आज मुझे. फॉर्चुनेटली, मतलब मैंने आपको 2 दिन कंटिन्यूसली देखा है. उसका आपका वो जो स्टाइल, आपका डेमिनर, आपका जो स्पीच डिलीवरी है या चीयरफुलनेस, उसमें कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा है. तो एक तो मेरा पर्सनल ओपिनियन ये है कि कल अगर आपने इंटरव्यू लिया था तो उसके लेसन जो थे वो एब्जॉर्ब करने के बाद एक गैप दे के आपको इंटरव्यू लेना चाहिए था. इमीडिएटली अगले दिन नहीं लेना चाहिए. ओके, उसको प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ता है, लेसन एब्जॉर्ब करने पड़ेंगे, आपको कंटेंट इंप्रूव करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा बहुत. तो उसमें कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा आपको कंटेंट वाइज. आज जो मैंने आपको पूछा था, मेनली आपका जो प्रोफेशन था उसके बारे में पूछा था, तो उसमें आप सेटिस्फैक्टरली रिप्लाई नहीं कर पाए थे. लेकिन सोशियोलॉजी का आज जो मैंने पूछा उस पर आपका ठीक थे आंसर्स, उसमें कोई मुझे गलत नहीं लगा है. काफ़ी अच्छा था आपका रिस्पांस. पर आपका जो ये ओवरऑल अपीयरेंस जो मैंने अभी आपको बताया, जो चेयरमैन सर ने बताया है, जो बाकी मेंबर्स ने बताया है, वो अभी इम्प्रूव नहीं हुआ आपका. और कल के इंटरव्यू के बाद, जब इससे पहले भी आपने इंटरव्यू किया होगा, तो एक्सपेक्टेड है कि उसका जो आपको फीडबैक दिया जाता है उसको आप इम्प्लीमेंट करें. ओके, तो इस पे जरा प्लीज़ ध्यान दे के काम करिए. अदरवाइज यू आर ए गुड कैंडिडेट एज एवरीबडी हैज सेड, एंड यू कैन कम थ्रू, नो इशू अबाउट दैट.
Personality is bit inherent on the serious साइड, मतलब उसको कैसे इम्प्रूव करूँ वो मेरे को नहीं समझ में आ रहा, मतलब बिकॉज आई हैव never in my life like been a cheerful person. My sister has always been a cheerful person, but I could never uh, have been on that side. So I will work on it, sir.
कॉन्शियसली आपको एफर्ट करने पड़ेंगे ना।
हाँ sir.
आपका आपने शेल क्रिएट कर रखा है अपने अराउंड कि मैं इससे बाहर हूँ, उससे बाहर आना पड़ेगा।
Yes sir, yes sir.
ना, उसके लिए आपको सभी गाइडेंस दे सकते हैं, ठीक है। हमारे सर चेयरमैन सर हैं जैसे क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट हैं, वो भी आपको बताएंगे, पर एफर्ट तो आप ही को करने पड़ेंगे। जो हम बताएंगे उसको इम्प्लीमेंट तो आप करेंगे ना।
Yes sir.
तो उसको कोई और नहीं कर पाएगा, तो इसलिए आपको कॉन्शियस एफर्ट्स करने पड़ेंगे उसके लिए, ठीक है ना। तो थैंक यू सो मच।
वरुण जी,
सो विवेक, सी बाकी जहाँ इंटरव्यू में कुछ भी हुआ, आई टुक यू टू योर कंफर्ट जोन, ठीक है। I was like, चल एयर एक्सीडेंट्स डिस्कस करते हैं, एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोलर डेफिनेटली वुड डिस्कस विद हिज फ्रेंड्स, हिज कोवर्कर्स, राइट। सारा दिन यही चल रहा होगा, कहीं एक्सीडेंट हुआ तो डिस्कशन हो रहा होगा। नाउ देयर वहां पे एक्साइटमेंट हो सकती थी तेरी, मतलब एटलीस्ट यू नो द एनर्जी शुड हैव बीन हायर देयर, गेटिंग इट। बाकी जगह नहीं है, कोई नहीं फर्क पड़ता, ठीक है। फिजिक्स था इसके पास, राइट, एंड देन ही वेंट टू सोशियोलॉजी में इतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, मान लिया, गिवन, right, works at air traffic controller Mizoram, right, and Naswal, okay, right. So उस एरिया में, एक एरिया में कहीं पे I need to see that, okay, now he's going to be louder because he's interested, मतलब आवाज की मॉड्यूलेशन इंक्रीज हो जानी चाहिए कि अब तो भैया मेरा एरिया आ गया, अब तो मैं बात करूंगा, okay. Then I gave you the question जहां पे हमने बात की कि as a air traffic controller, right, obviously your training, how will it help you in administration, okay. Now, इस आंसर को बहुत और बेटर कर ले, थोड़ा सोच के, राइट। यू डिड गिव एन आंसर, राइट। दोनों तरह से है, देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स, सर्टेन क्वालिटीज व्हिच ऑब्वियसली आर देयर दैट यू कैन टेक डिसीजंस वेरी क्विकली, एंड उसकी यू हैव बीन ट्रेन्ड वेल, बट एट द सेम टाइम देयर इज अ लॉट टू लर्न, राइट, इन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। वंस यू जॉइन लबासना, यू विल बी लर्निंग देयर फॉर 2.5 years और एनी अदर सर्विस यू वुड गेट। क्लियर ऑन दिस? So balance way में इसको end करना है, लेकिन talk about it very exciting way, you know, talk about details, okay. Think about this answer, frame it well, right. They will go into this definitely in the interview because you are very unique in that profile by any standards, मतलब कोई और नहीं मिलेगा हमें शायद in the 2800 people. Okay, Dilip sir, anything?
So Vivek, as we close the proceeding, let me tell you that you are lucky that you got almost full 3 months left for the interview. Or you are on April 16, right?
Yes sir.
Yeah, and suppose it was it was January 16, then you had it. Huh? So you have huge time of 3 months. That would mean almost 12 to 13, 14 weeks, right? So you have to work on it. Now you said that कि मैं तो हमेशा से ऐसा रहा हूँ, मेरी बहन ने भी कहा कि मैं ऐसा ही था, मैं तो बोलता ही कम हूँ। So let me tell you, as a psychologist, as my colleague was saying, that we all have different personalities. Nobody is born 100% extrovert. Nobody is born 100% introvert. You people like you and me are somewhere in between. ठीक है ना? तो हम लोग सब ambivert बोलते हैं इसको। तो इसमें अगर कोई कम बोलता है या एक्सप्रेस नहीं करता है तो इसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है, या कोई फालतू बोलता है या हंसता है या जोक सुनाता है तो उसमें कोई बहुत अच्छी अच्छाई नहीं है। लेकिन ड्यूरिंग द इंटरव्यू व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग एट द पर्सनैलिटी, देन यू हैव टू ओपन अप का पर्सनैलिटी का क्या मतलब है, ये भी आप इनका, मैं तो वरुण जी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आप इनको किसी काउंसलर के टच में लेके आए, किसी काउंसलर के या साइकोलॉजिस्ट के, और नहीं है तो आप मुझे बताइएगा, मैं आपको कोई कंसल्टेशन के लिए बता दूंगा, पर आपके पास भी होंगे। वी आर लुकिंग इनटू योर पर्सनैलिटी, एंड और पर्सनैलिटी क्या है? इट इज ए सम टोटल ऑफ योर फीलिंग्स, योर इमोशंस, योर रिएक्शंस, योर परसेप्शन, योर एटीट्यूड, सब कुछ मिला करके जो बनता है वो आपका व्यक्तित्व है, ठीक है। कोई एक चीज नहीं है। तो आप इसको समझेंगे, इसको करेंगे तो आप बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएंगे, इसमें कर पाएंगे। एक कारण होता है सेल्फ एस्टीम का, जरा जाके गूगल पे पढ़िएगा, ओके, आप मुझे दिखाई नहीं दे रहे भाई। एनीवे, आर यू लिसनिंग टू मी?
Yes, sir, he's there.
या सेल्फ एस्टीम एक वर्ड लिख
Yes, sir,
लीजिए,
yes.
इसको जा करके
Yes.
थोड़ा गूगल करके पढ़िएगा। सेल्फ एस्टीम का मतलब ये है कि राइट नाउ आई हैव फीलिंग दैट यू आर रेटिंग दैट यू आर अंडरमाइनिंग योर ओन मार्केट वैल्यू, राइट? कि आप जहाँ हैं आपको लगता है मैं वहाँ नहीं हूँ, मैं तो उसके बहुत नीचे हूँ। आई एम नॉट यूजिंग द वर्ड इन्फिनिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स, बट self, you have something called low self-esteem. Not bad. Low self-esteem is not bad, but आपको इस सेल्फ एस्टीम को बढ़ाना होगा, ठीक है? वो इस इंटरव्यू में नहीं किया जा सकता। उसके लिए आप 3 महीने हैं आपके पास, आप किसी साइकोलॉजिस्ट के टच में आइए, उससे बात कीजिए, वो आपको टिप्स देंगे। टिप्स मिलेंगी, जब आपको 4-5 टिप्स मिलेंगी, उससे आपकी इम्प्रूवमेंट होगी। एंड आई एम श्योर यू, अदरवाइज यू आर ए वेरी प्लेजेंट पर्सनैलिटी, योर अटायर, योर is very good. You are already working, and then working also in a very interesting and technical area, and I am sure you will do well. तो आपके अपने कोई प्रश्न हो, you want to ask something, please go ahead.
विवेक, मेरा एक सुझाव है। आपने कहा था आपकी बहन बहुत चेयरफुल है।
Yes,
आपके
sir.
पास 3 महीने का टाइम है, आप अपनी बहन से रोज बात करें।
Definitely, sir.
आपको घर के अंदर ही साइकोलॉजिस्ट बैठा है,
बिल्कुल सही है।
आप
Yes.
देखिएगा कि आपकी कितना इम्प्रूवमेंट आ जाएगा आपके पर्सनैलिटी में। ठीक है, गुड लक टू यू।
Thank you so much, sir. It was definitely a privilege to be a part of this.
आपको कुछ पूछना है?
Uh, uh, no, sir. I think everything which was discovered, I did receive a very insightful advice, and I would definitely, sir, will work very hard.
अभी आप
for the
एक
time.
हफ्ते पहले इम्प्रूव कीजिए, फिर किसी मॉक इंटरव्यू में जाइएगा।
हाँ sir.
एक हफ्ता खूब रात दिन काम कीजिए, जो चीजें बताई हैं, फिर जाइएगा, आपको देखिएगा, आपको फर्क नजर आएगा। ठीक है ना?
Okay, sir.
ओके, आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट एंड हैव ए नाइस डे। बाय बाय।
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Good
much.
night, sir.
Bye.
Thank you
Good
so
night.
much.
विवेक, एक ना सोशियोलॉजी के लिए सर के साथ एक बार बुक कर लेना 1-on-1।
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
हाँ, मैं कभी अभी टाइम है, बट मतलब स्टिल आई इवन आस्क्ड सर टू डू इट विद यू। शेखर सर से बात हुई है मेरी, राइट? उनको बस मतलब तू भी मैसेज भेज देना कि 1-on-1 चाहिए।
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.